On the vast continent of Africa lies Nigeria, a land where ancient civilizations flourished and left their mark. For millennia, kingdoms rose and fell, shaping the culture and spirit of this nation. In the next 10 minutes, we'll uncover the stories of Nigeria's greatest kingdoms. Our journey begins not in palaces, but in the traces left in the earth itself. From the Nok terracottas to the bronzes of Benin, each kingdom reveals a unique chapter in this epic tale. Join me as we celebrate the legacy of these remarkable civilizations. Our story begins over 2,000 years ago, on the Jos Plateau of central Nigeria. Here, the Nok culture emerged, mastering iron smelting, a technology that transformed farming and warfare. The Nok were also extraordinary artists, sculpting terracotta figures with lifelike detail and emotion. These sculptures, with their distinctive eyes and elaborate hairstyles, are the earliest large-scale art in sub-Saharan Africa. Their purpose remains a mystery. Were they ritual objects, grave markers, or icons of worship? The consistency of their style across a wide area hints at a unified culture. The Nok flourished for nearly 1,000 years before vanishing from the archaeological record. Their disappearance is still debated. Climate change, conflict, or absorption into new societies may have played a role. Yet their artistic legacy lived on, influencing later cultures like Ife and Benin. The terracotta heads of the Nok connect us to Nigeria's deepest past. They are more than artifacts. They are the first chapter in a long story of creativity and innovation. Long before outsiders arrived, this land was home to a people of immense skill and vision. The Nok laid the foundations for the great kingdoms that followed. Their art echoes through the centuries, a silent testament to their ingenuity. The story of Nigeria's kingdoms begins here, in clay and fire. In the arid Sahel near Lake Chad, the Kanem-Bornu Empire rose as one of Africa's longest-lasting dynasties. Founded by the Kanembu people in the 8th century, their power rested on formidable cavalry and control of trans-Saharan trade. The conversion of their king to Islam in the 11th century brought literacy, new laws, and connections to the wider Islamic world. The capital became a center of scholarship, with mosques and schools attracting students from afar. Under rulers like Mai Idris Aluma, the empire modernized its army and administration, reaching its peak in the 16th century. Kanem-Bornu's wealth came from controlling trade, gold, ivory, and enslaved people from the south, salt, horses, and books from the north. The cowrie shell became their currency, and their markets bustled with merchants from distant lands. The empire adapted to new technologies and faiths, maintaining stability for centuries. Its story is one of resilience, innovation, and the power of trans-Saharan connections. Kanem-Bornu's legacy endures in the region's culture and history. It stands as a beacon of adaptation and endurance in the heart of Africa. The empire's influence shaped the political and religious landscape of northern Nigeria. Its story is a testament to the enduring impact of trade and faith. Kanem-Bornu remains a symbol of strength and unity in Nigerian history. In the northern grasslands, the Hausa kingdoms emerged, not as a single empire, but as a network of rival city-states. Each city, like Kano, Katsina, and Zaria, specialized in trade, crafts, or agriculture, protected by massive mud walls. Kano's markets became legendary, its indigo cloth prized across West Africa. Katsina grew as a center of learning, attracting scholars from the Islamic world. Zaria supplied agricultural goods and grimly enslaved people for northern markets. Each city was ruled by a king and council, creating a stable, sophisticated administration. Competition was constant, alliances shifted, and no single city dominated for long. Islam spread through the merchant and clerical classes, blending with traditional beliefs. The Hausa language, written in Ajami script, became the lingua franca of trade. Rivalry and interdependence fueled prosperity, making the region a hub of commerce and culture. The Hausa city-states established a vibrant urban culture and flexible political system. Their legacy endures in the language, trade, and traditions of northern Nigeria. The ingenuity of these city builders shaped the region for centuries. Their story is one of resilience, adaptation, and cultural fusion. The Hausa kingdoms remain central to Nigeria's identity today. In southwestern Nigeria, the Oyo Empire rose among the Yoruba people, famed for its cavalry and political sophistication. Oyo's horse-mounted warriors gave the Alafin, its emperor, dominance over vast territories. The political system balanced power between the Alafin, the Oyo Mesi Council, and the Ogboni society, ensuring stability. Oyo's wealth came from controlling trade routes and engaging in the transatlantic slave trade. The capital, Oyo-Ile, was a sprawling metropolis with a grand palace at its heart. Provincial rulers collected taxes and enforced the Alafin's will across the empire. Neighboring states paid tribute, and Oyo's cultural influence spread widely. However, internal strife and the disruptive effects of the slave trade weakened the empire. New military tactics and firearms among rivals led to Oyo's decline in the 19th century. Despite its fall, Oyo's legacy endures in Yoruba culture and language. The empire's political and military innovations shaped the region's history. Oyo stands as a testament to the power and complexity of West African kingdoms. Its story is one of ambition, adaptation, and enduring influence. Deep in southern Nigeria's rainforests, the Kingdom of Benin flourished, renowned for its centralized government and breathtaking art. Benin City was encircled by massive walls and moats, a testament to the Oba's authority. The Oba ruled as a divine king, supported by a complex bureaucracy. Benin's artisans, organized in guilds, mastered bronze casting, creating plaques and sculptures that recorded royal history. The Benin bronzes depict kings, warriors, and foreign traders, showcasing technical mastery and cultural pride. The kingdom's wealth grew through trade, first in goods like pepper and ivory, later in the transatlantic slave trade. Benin maintained careful relations with European traders, especially the Portuguese. In 1897, British forces invaded, looting Benin City and scattering its treasures across Europe. The loss of the bronzes was a cultural wound that endures today. Benin's art remains a symbol of Nigeria's heritage and resilience. The kingdom's legacy lives on in its art, history, and the spirit of its people. Benin's story is one of creativity, power, and tragic loss. Its bronzes are a testament to a civilization of extraordinary achievement. The memory of Benin endures in every piece of bronze and every story told. Ile-Ife, the spiritual heart of the Yoruba, is where myth and history meet. According to tradition, it was here that the gods created the world and humanity. Ife's Uni was both king and chief priest, giving the city unmatched spiritual authority. Between the 11th and 15th centuries, Ife's artists produced terracotta and bronze sculptures of striking naturalism. These works, cast with lost wax techniques, are celebrated for their serene beauty and technical skill. Early European scholars could not believe such art was indigenous, but Ife's legacy is purely African. Archaeology reveals a sophisticated city with paved courtyards and advanced craft production. Ife's influence reached Benin, whose first dynasty and bronze casting traditions trace back to Ife. Though its political power waned, Ife's cultural and spiritual significance endures. It remains the ancestral home for millions of Yoruba people. The art of Ife stands as a symbol of ancient heritage and innovation. Ife's story is one of sacred origins and artistic brilliance. In the early 19th century, the Sokoto Caliphate arose in the north, reshaping the region through a revolution of faith. Usman Dan Fodio, a Fulani scholar, led a movement against the Hausa rulers, calling for religious reform and justice. His preaching inspired a jihad that swept across the Hausa lands, toppling old aristocracies. Within a decade, the Sokoto Caliphate became one of Africa's largest empires. Usman Dan Fodio delegated power to his family, organizing the caliphate as a federation of emirates. Islamic law and scholarship flourished, and the region experienced a period of stability and growth. The caliphate's structure preserved much of the old administration, but unified it under Fulani leadership. Sokoto's legacy shaped northern Nigeria's political and religious identity. When the British arrived, they ruled indirectly through the emirs, preserving traditional authority. The caliphate's impact endures in the region's faith, governance, and culture. Sokoto's story is one of transformation, unity, and enduring influence. The revolution of faith redefined the North for generations. Its legacy remains central to Nigeria's history. The Sokoto Caliphate stands as a powerful chapter in the story of Nigeria. Our journey through Nigeria's kingdoms ends, but their echoes remain all around us. The art, faith, and political systems of these ancient realms shape modern Nigeria's identity. Their stories are pillars of resilience, creativity, and complexity. The legacy of these kingdoms challenges us to look deeper into Africa's past. By understanding this rich history, we gain insight into our shared present and future. Thank you for joining me on this journey.